Hello there. This might be a different video than I'm used to uploading, but I think it might be even more important than on my last videos. As I might have mentioned by now, I went through some not very fun shit. I'd say around 2 years. It's been 1 year that I actually could say that I'm happy and I'm a functional human being. But it is true that at some point in my past I had been incredibly depressed and my life was pretty shit. This happened to be around the time of the COVID lockdowns, which definitely contribute, but I definitely can't say this is the only reason. Now, like I said, it's been a year that I'm not like this, and many things have changed. Many things physically, like for example, my physique has gotten incredibly better, my looks too, but most importantly, mentally. The biggest problem I had back then is school. I know school is a big bunch of bullshit. Nothing will ever help me. Even if I go to university, it won't help me at all. I know. And I knew back then too. The difference is my thoughts back then were I don't know what I can do. So I have to make it as enjoyable as possible. So, well, what did I do? I indulged in as much instant gratification as humanly possible, watched a shit ton of YouTube, TikTok, played a bunch of video games. Yeah, and I now realize what a mistake it could have been. At this point in life, I still have this huge issue. I still hate school with a burning passion, but the big difference is that, well, now I can see a way out. I can see it being far away, but there are ways out. There are ways that I can escape. This is a big change than what I'm used to, for sure, but it didn't happen overnight. What I'm going to be advising you today with is what changed in me for me to have this transformation of mindset. And I need to clarify that I'm still a student and I have a big and I have a long way to go. I'm not really in a position I want to be. I haven't really escaped actual school. I do not have the financial freedom I wish to have, but I'm in a great way. I'm in a good way. I'm way better than I was before, and way better than I guess those who will be watching me. So, if someone is at a better point than me, I would love to take their advice. But for those who I can actually help, as I mentioned before, I have to say, stop with the instant gratification. Instant gratification, TikTok, most YouTube videos, listening to music, but it's not that bad, beating up, and others like it, you probably get the point by now, are destroying you, even though it actually feels like it's a good time. You really don't, and as it goes on, your tolerance level gets high, and you start to feel increasingly more shit. But the main reason why is that it takes a lot of time. Do you want to know what the routine of a high school student in my country is? You go to school, you learn some BS about a random ass school teacher that might have not made a deal with the devil. You'll never know. You might bully her a little, make her cry in the class. you learn nothing, you become desensitized. Even if she actually tells you some good pieces of advice, you still won't listen. And you go back home. There, what do? You sit on your phone until it's time for you to go to the lessons your mother paid a fortune, and now you're forced to take them, even though you haven't even studied for them. You don't even pay that much focus. You do that countless hours a week, and when you come back home tired, you sit on your phone. That's the routine, full of education, but not actually learning shit. So, take the instant gratification out. That may sound harsh, and yep, you can't completely take it. But you will have to make it way, way more living. But it's true, sometimes you don't have time at all. And well, you have to find time. Unfortunately, you do have to take some action. You do have to reduce all the bullshit activities you do. It's inevitable. But that's up to you. What I can say is stop scrolling on your fucking phone all day. And another thing that helped me was obsessing over the phenomena and what I actually want to do. Now, this may sound counterproductive, and well, it kind of is. It made even worse my psychological condition. Instead of ignoring it and being relatively fine, I obsessed over it and became depressed. But what actually changed was that well now I know how to find a way out. I've researched enough, I changed my mind countless times, but now I do have pretty good idea of what I should do. And this is what matters in the end of the day. So I do recommend to focus as much as possible. You should be taking a seat and thinking about your goal. That's what it takes. Now, this is the ones that really made the difference. And I hope the best for you. Even if you're stuck in a 9 to 5 or school, it's basically the same shit. I try to help as much as possible. If you have any great advice, if you're of a higher level than I am, of course I want to hear that. Of course I want to keep on learning. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever, and see ya.